time is now 1 o'clock. I'll call our meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item on the agenda is our VSO, and I'm not seeing him for his update, so we'll move on and start with Brad.
Thank you. So the first two things are, there's two separate contracts that are in front of you for signing. The first one is one we've been working on for quite a while. It's the on-call agreement with RQAW. This agreement doesn't have any cost or any actually actionable items in the contract itself as is. It basically lays the groundwork for if we want to take action with RQAW in the future. It's just a matter of a phone call, and they send us a quick task order with exactly what they're gonna do and what the cost is gonna be. So, and then all the legal terms are defined in this.
I've seen it.
You've had a chance to review, and I've looked through it. So are there any questions about this on-call agreement with RQAW?
I would move to approve the agreement as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand, and oppose the same, and that passes unanimously. We look forward to our continued relationship with RQAW.
Well, they get to start now because they're the second contract as well, which is, so the second contract is completely separate. It's an INDOT grant for striping roads. This is the basic INDOT LPA consultant contract. It's been not approved, but INDOT has said that we're good to carry forward. So,
Okay.
it does have a scope of work and a fee estimate in the contract.
And that's being paid for by highway funds?
Yes. And I spoke with Ryan, and because some of it will be in this year and some of it will be next year when the project goes to bid, that he should be able to pay for it without having to move any money around. Without any transfers, I should say.
And remind us again, just for the public benefit, but how many miles are included, and what is the benefit to striping our roads?
So this project will stripe approximately 21 miles of centerline striping on roads, primarily on kind of the more curvy roads that have lost their striping, and it just increases visibility and safety on those roads. And it's a pretty good and cheap kind of benefit to costs ratio for increasing safety.
Was this initiative started by Safe Streets for All, or was this something separate?
They kind of happen concurrently. We've been developing the Safe Streets for All plan, and then this grant opportunity came out before we had finished the plan, but we thought it would be a good opportunity to get a head start on the recommendations made in that plan, which a lot of them were striping and rumble strips to help with those run off the road or centerline crossing accidents.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions for Brad? Okay, we have an agreement, an LPA. I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand, and oppose the same, and that passes unanimously. And thank you, Brad, for your work on pulling that together.
Good. And I can stay up here if you want, because Ryan asked me to talk about his thing as well.
Okay, perfect. let's do it.
So this is a right-of-way permit by a property owner, and they want to cut across, an open cut across a gravel road to install some drainage tile. The property is on 700 South, it's 7620 East 700 South. And I don't know if you have any, okay, it looks like you have the application.
Yes.
There is a schematic on the last page that kind of shows what they're proposing with the tile.
It shows the contractor and the applicant. The homeowner is doing the work. Do they have a business?
But I think they're doing their own work. Yeah, that's the homeowner, that's the homeowner.
Do we
With
allow
these-
them to do open cuts?
Yeah, because with these right-of-way permits, with open cuts, we're inspecting the work. So, you know, we appreciate that he even came forward before doing the project and got the appropriate permit. We would just, my concern would be with an open cut is we had something happen a number of years ago where a contractor didn't backfill their open cut, and it made for a very dangerous road condition. So, but again, with these, we're inspecting the work, so I have no issue with that application myself, personally.
I would imagine also they'll be working regularly with the highway department, because they'll have to go through them for the road closure. I don't think that the homeowner will have the ability to put out barricades and signage and stuff like that.
Any other questions?
I would move to approve right-of-way permit application 2025-13 as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor raise your right hand, and opposed the same, and that passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay. We have several facilities requests on the agenda today. We'll start with, this is from Whitley County Department of Child Services. This is from Darla Heinen, and the purpose is for child abuse awareness event. This will take place on April 14th, starting at 10:30. And one of the things that I recently asked Cammie to do is to include maintenance and EMA. We're just trying this out. We might like to amend our policy just to include this, but kind of like routing it through the appropriate channels too, just to make sure that the correct people have seen it. So again, EMA, security, and maintenance have reviewed it, and I'll let you guys also review.
Is this for the gazebo?
That I don't know. I would assume they've used that before for their event.
Okay. I was thinking they had. It just doesn't have a location. I would move to approve this as presented.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor raise your right hand, and that motion carries unanimously. The next one that we have is for National Day of Prayer. This is coming in from Billy Grant. And The date on this is May 1st. The time requested is from 7 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. And I know that the reason they do that is they have a morning prayer, a lunch prayer, and then an evening prayer. So it's not that they're there the entire day, it's just that that time span covers all three events. And nothing out of the ordinary with that.
I would move to approve the request as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the request from Billy Grant. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And opposed, the same. That passes unanimously. The format's a little weird on this one. It looks like maybe it was sent as an image instead of dropped off. I'm gonna go ahead and sign it, but I'm probably gonna ask for a cleaner version too. And the next one is a request, and I think a portion of this request had been approved already. It comes in from Matt Shipman, who is the board president of Columbia City Connect. And this is for the First Friday events. And it got a little complicated, I think, with the approval of this one because they have their dates established for the full summer for each First Friday. And we have that, of course, we created a policy where we can only approve, or it's our will or desire to only approve 3 months in advance. And the reason why we have that policy is because we approved several facilities requests that then we had to shuffle and scramble last minute because we found that it interfered with things like early voting or other essential functions that we need to be able to complete, whether it be maintenance on the courthouse or whatever the case may be. So because security, maintenance, EMA, and the clerk have reviewed, I understand we have a policy, but it would be my desire to approve for the rest of the season because we've had a chance to completely review it. So you all can look at that, and Andy, you can tell me what you think since we have a 3-month rule, but
You can certainly vote to waive that if you think it's appropriate.
yeah, I feel personally that it would be appropriate.
Well, I already signed it.
And that was because you guys approved when I was away.
Oh, yeah.
You approved
Oh, that's
the
right.
one event, but I'm recommending that we go ahead and approve the remainder of the season for
I
them as well.
agree. I think that makes it a lot simpler, and this has been going on for several years.
And this is the
No
one that
expect-
made me think, like sometimes I think we probably can forecast or project for the rest of the season if we're including the correct people, which is why security and maintenance and EMA and the clerk have all been included on this and gave their blessing as well.
I would move to approve the additional dates as requested.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the additional dates for First Friday events. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand, and oppose the same, and that passes unanimously. No, I didn't sign it. And the last one comes in from Chris Sider, and she is with St. Paul of the Cross. They have an event that they anticipate about 50 people gathering at the courthouse gazebo. This would be members of their church. And the date requested is April 13th, 2025, from 10:15 to 10:45, so just a half an hour gathering at the courthouse gazebo.
Yeah, I see no issue with this. I move to approve the request from Kim Cedar as presented.
Second?
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor raise your right hand. And opposed, the same. That passes unanimously. And the next item on the agenda is payroll and accounts payable claims approval.
I had a chance to go up Friday and I looked over the claims and payroll, and I know there were a couple other ones. Payroll looked to be in order. I would move to approve that.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve payroll. All those in favor raise your right hand. And that motion carries unanimously. Claims.
Claims seem to be in order, and I think.
Yeah, everything looked to be business as usual, so I'll move to approve claims as.
Second?
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor raise your right hand. And opposed, the same. Motion carries. And has everyone had a chance to review our meeting minutes from March 17th?
Yes.
Rob, I think you found
There's just one
a
small typo. Yeah, she
that's
fixed it.
already been corrected, so.
Yeah, I'll move to approve the minutes as presented.
Second?
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor raise your right hand. And opposed, the same, and that passes unanimously. Okay, at this time, I'll open up for public comment. If there's anyone today that would like to come forward and speak, this would be the time to do so. And the floor is open. Hearing nothing for public comment. Andy, is there anything you'd like to add today?
Nothing.
Tiffany, is there anything you'd like to add from the auditor?
Just working on, I'm sure you've all received your tax bills. Tax bills have been out. I know Kay's been really busy in the office. We've been fielding a lot of phone calls, so just moving right along.
Yep, good.
That's about it.
Commissioner Schuman,
I have nothing to add.
Commissioner Basinger,
I have nothing.
and I have nothing to add, so thanks everyone for coming, and I will adjourn the meeting.